Podcast Jebuth. Advice. Constructive criticism. How do you accept it? Do you value it? Does it matter how it's delivered? Does it matter who it's delivered by? If you were to receive some sort of constructive criticism or advice on how to function in your world, do you take that as a blessing? Do you take that for what it's worth? Do you take that as a small fraction, as a big piece of pie? Or do you totally wipe clean the slate and do what has been advised? Have you ever given thanks for advice? Have you ever not asked for advice and got advice? And was that advice any good? Have you ever taken advice and totally failed because of it? I think constructive criticism, advice, is okay when asked for. When it is force-fed to you by a third party because they feel so inclined to advise you of what they think is right or wrong, or how you should act, do, create, portray, and function, usually it's a recipe for disaster. Such as, never trust anybody who says, trust me. Same ballpark, different home run. For input, if you did, how did it turn out? I've been advised, especially in rapping, since day one. My style is really weird, unconventional, unorthodox. And when you show people that, they automatically have their 2 cents to put in. Oh, you should do it this way. Oh, you need to change that. And what happened probably the first 50 times, I was curious just because it was fresh, new, and maybe they knew something I didn't. And about the 51st time till the millionth, I could care less. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and you're going to receive how it's put out. I'm not going to change because anybody said to do it differently. And I think you can do a lot with that. Relationships, style, fashion, eating habits, etc. Do you give out advice? Do you give out advice when it's not asked for? I guess tend to do that, especially if I feel that what has been said is super important. I will just splurt out, as your advisor, I think that this should be like that. Now, when giving that out, I don't think that it's necessarily, 100% you have to do this. I think it just pushes the idea to a better place for functionality, right? Like, I'm not saying giving out advice to be like, oh yeah, this is how you have to do it because I know everything. I would give out advice because, hey, here's another piece of your puzzle that could help improve your life and push you into a better decision-making process, and maybe just give you a different angle to think about something to present it differently. But is that when everybody gives advice, are they thinking like that, or are they like just locked in, like my ideas are the best and you're going to take it and get fed it and you're going to move forward, and luckily you were blessed enough with what I said? So when you give advice or constructive criticism or verbal help in any sort, think about where you're coming from at. Think about how they're going to digest that, and always do it from your heart. Don't be different. Be improving to any situation around you. Recently just finished Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert Pirsig. Fantastic book, pretty old. If you haven't read it, check it out. And no, it's not about fixing your motorcycle. It's a philosophy, Zen Buddhism type of way to approach thoughts and being, and good read. Definitely recommended. I've heard it on so many people's like top 10 book gift lists or whatever they're doing, and I decided to read it, and I really enjoyed it. Also, I finished a movie from 2002 called In the Mood for Love by Kar-Wai Wong. He's dope. He did like Chungking Express. He did The Grandmaster. He's done a ton of films. He's like from Hong Kong, and I really didn't like In the Mood for Love. I just saw a list recently of his best movies rated, and it was like number 2, and I definitely did not think it was. From what I've seen, I haven't seen all his movies, but I love Chungking Express. Grandmaster is cool just because it's the story of IP Man. But In the Mood for Love is about like an affair in the 60s in Hong Kong, and just didn't do it for me. I don't know, maybe your thoughts on that would be cool. Also, if you guys have any questions, looking for advice, want a response to anything, email me podcastjebuth@gmail.com. I'll try to answer them on the air. In the meantime, stay amazing, read more books, be the best you, and I'm out.